Welcome back to Court Clips USA. I'm doing an he said, and this is a video about Nick Rekieta. It's called Old Nick, and we're going to look at Nick's view on different things for no reason. Maybe his thoughts on polyamorous relationships or family and Christianity and kids and taking them away from their dad. Might hear about defamation and what it takes to cross that line. Let's hear old Nick and compare it to new Nick. If you know, you know, because I didn't clip in new Nick. I can't listen to that garbage.
What could be more heartwarming and media-friendly than a darling polyamorous family? I don't know what could go wrong with this at all.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And what do you think about the attack upon Christianity in America in that they're trying to completely wipe it out? And one of the ways they're wiping it out is by getting rid or trying to get rid of the white Christian male in order to wipe out Christianity in America.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. The insidious nature of progressivism is that it happens so slowly on this long timeline that a lot of people don't realize they're in it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the frog in the pot with boiling water. And so we've seen steadily for the past several decades, just a decline of value of Christianity, of traditionalism, the breakdown of families, and certainly the white Christian family is in the crosshairs.
When you think about life, what's important to Nick?
Sure. Well, family. I'm a happily married man. I have 5 children. Building a life with them is kind of the key.
Evangelical Christians, preachers, and others are not making loud noise about it. They're not out there on their networks and really trying to stop it. Why is that?
Well, I think, of course you'll find instances of them doing that here and there.
Right.
You'll find preachers who are happy to address it from the pulpit. The preacher at our church has been pretty vocal lately, not on the political front, but just on the values and the Christianity aspect of it. And it's refreshing to see him standing up for it. I attend a men's conference every February, and one of the speakers a couple years ago, he said that his model, and this really resonated with me, but his model for preaching and for life as a man was the Bible verse about standing in the gaps. There was a wall, and the wall had some holes and gaps in it. And so the men of the town stood in the gaps to fill it in, right? So that the enemy couldn't come in. And for me, that's our job, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the most masculine thing I can think of, is to stand in the gap to protect your own, but you can't stand, you're there with no wall. So you can't do it without courage.
Yeah. What is a man?
A man is someone with an XY chromosome who also stands up for his own convictions. But if you're going to ask me to define marriage, it's between man, woman, and God.
Couch.
I handle very little cases. If someone comes to me with like a huge case, I refer them to someone else, because I don't like, even when I was most actively practicing, I was not equipped. If there is a breach of the morality clause, hypothetically, for something like sexual impropriety, an allegation of sexual assault, something like that, and were Twitch to make a public statement about that, and it were untrue, whereas like maybe it's just an allegation of sexual assault, and then after investigation, that allegation ends up not playing out. If Twitch makes a statement about some alleged sexual impropriety, they're now treading into the territory of defamation, and it would be per se defamation.
I own you.
Oh, this is a good question. Outer Haven NYC says, what do you consider to be your most outstanding achievement as a lawyer? I'll tell you very quickly. I was able to get a restraining order against an abusive father who'd been abusing his kid When I stepped in, the kid was 9. There had been 2 attorneys before me, several guardian ad litems, reports of abuse from doctors, teachers. None of it was sufficient to get the kid away from dad. And they called me as sort of a last hope, and I was able to get a restraining order and get the kid away from the dad. And I would do it 100 times over. Go save a kid. You go to law school and save a kid, please. That's not a smug thing. That's not like a haughty thing. It's, please, for the love of Christ, go save a fucking kid from being abused. Please do it. This isn't specific to polyamorous couples. Child abuse is an ugly thing. It happens all the time across all types of relationships. But